Hi guys, today we're making beef bacon. Yay! Alright, so I've got this this plate rib here. This sucker's huge. This came from Crowd Cow, wearing their shirt. They gave me a free shirt, why not wear it? I mean, this thing looks beautiful. I'm going to turn it into bacon. This came from Hat Creek Ranch and weighs about 4.73 pounds. It's a big boy. Now, if you're wondering where you can get some of this meat, I'm sure I have a link somewhere, but it's really good. I made one of their, what do you call them, ribeye steaks when I did the unboxing video, and that was so good. Man, this sucker's wrapped up nice. I had this thawing in the fridge for about 2 days. It still looks like it has a little bit of ice on it, but that's okay. It's close enough for what I'm doing. Look at that. Holy cow. That looks freaking beautiful. See all the marbling in there? Oh boy. And this does indeed have 4 bones in it. 4 huge bones. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these bones out to make the bacon, and then I'm gonna save the bones. I'm probably gonna like crush some tomatoes, put them on there, throw them in the oven to just kind of bring out some flavor, and then use the bones to make stock. I think that's something Anthony Bourdain would be proud of. But yeah, let's go ahead and trim these bones out. Try not to mangle the meat too much. Now, why am I using a plate rib? Because this is closest to where the navel would be, as far as anatomy is concerned. And it was either this or try and use the point on a prime brisket, and I'm not reading that hate mail. Getting around the bone here, you just kind of have to feel it, and I'm really being gingerly with it. I really don't want to take any more meat than I have to. I wish I had some kind of special trick I could tell you, but you really just have to get in there and feel it. Brad! Alright, that's the last bone. Whew. It felt like a chore. Just for fun, I want to see how big one of these suckers is. Alright, so I've got a 1-foot ruler here. And this bone is about 11 inches. Yeah, 11-inch bone. So the plate rib is about 10 inches by about 10 by 10. That's a pretty big rib. And for thickness, almost 2 inches thick on the thickest part. I'd say on average about 1 inch thick. Get some fresh gloves on here. So first we're going to add some brine, and then I'm going to vacuum seal it and let it sit in the fridge for about 5 days. And then I'm going to smoke it till it's about 150 degrees internal temperature. I'm probably going to use apple wood because that's what I like. Brine here is 3 tablespoons of kosher salt, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of pepper, 2 teaspoons of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of pink Instacure pink salt, the curing salt, whatever they use to cure stuff. I'm just going to mix this up. I can't get over how good this meat looks. I mean, it's like it smells fresher than anything I've ever seen. It reminds me of when I take my deer in to get butchered. It would you'd have that smell of just meat hanging. It's delicious. This reminds me of that, and yeah, I love it. I just freaking love it. Now, you see all this fat here on the back? I'm just going to leave it because, I mean, it's going to be bacon, and fat is good for bacon. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to sprinkle it on. And I'm going to sprinkle it on pretty thick. Just got to make sure I sweep up all the dustings really good. I don't want my dogs to lick it and get cured. Turn my dachshund into a hot dog. Make sure we give it a nice rub down. All right, time to vacuum seal it. Just like that. There we go, all vacuum sealed. So I wrote on there, smoke me 10/29/17. That is the date that I will be unwrapping this and smoking it somehow. Maybe I'll use this guy here, or maybe I'll use the Oklahoma Joe offset smoker. It's a little too big for the mini WSM, which means it also wouldn't fit in the Acorn. So yeah, I guess this or the Oklahoma Joe are my options. But either way, man, this looks good. It smelled so good. I'm excited. All right, I'll see you in about a week. All right, guys, I'm actually a day late. I meant to do this, well, 2 days late. I meant to do this on the 29th, but I've just been busy. So today's the 31st. Happy Halloween, if you celebrate those pagan holidays. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut this open. We'll see what it looks like fresh out of the pack, and then I'll take it in and rinse it off. I don't think I'm gonna make you watch me do that. But then I'll pat it off, dry it, and then we're gonna go ahead and smoke it on the Oklahoma Joe offset smoker using oak wood. This looks beautiful. Oh yeah, this looks really nice. It smells nice. It's got a great color to it. Yeah, this is beautiful right out of the bag. All right, so I'm gonna go rinse this off. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. This looks awesome. I mean, the meat, it's got such a beautiful deep red color. It smells so great. We're dried off pretty good. I think the only thing I'm gonna do with this is just go ahead and add in a thermometer probe. So that way I can make sure I don't get too hot. I want an internal temperature of about 150 degrees, and that's about it. When I hit that, I'm gonna pull it off, and it's ready to go. So I've got this in here. I've already got the Oklahoma Joe up to temp. I'm gonna try and run it between 200 and 250. It's kind of chilly out today, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll meet you over there. So here we are at the smoker. I've got some apple wood that I'm gonna throw in there as needed. I could probably toss a chunk or two in now. Some of these smaller ones. But basically, I'm just gonna take this and drop it on in. I'm gonna do fat side up. And just need to plug this side in. Good to go. Right now we're at 220. I'll check on this periodically and yeah, pull it off when we get around 150. It's about 3.5 hours later and the bacon is done. Finally hit 150. And I felt like it took a little bit longer than I would have liked it to, but whatever. Normally I'd have a hard on to make this right away, but I'm eating Chinese food right now. It's Halloween and got trick-or-treaters and whatnot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to let this cool off a little bit, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Probably gonna leave it uncovered so it dries out a little bit, and then I'll make some with you tomorrow for breakfast. All right, here we are the next day. It's I just let it sit in the fridge overnight, and that helped it firm up a little bit. Now I'm going to slice into a little bit and cook it. Now, if it's still a little too loose for you, you could always put it in the freezer for a little bit, and that will also help firm it up a little bit as well. That way you can cut it extra thin, because beef bacon seems to work out a little better on the thin side instead of the thick side. I mean, if you think about the kind of meat we're using, it's something that you would normally cook, you know, low and slow for an extra long time to make it tender. So if you have a thick cut, it's going to be it's most likely just going to be really chewy. So I'm trying to cut mine nice and thin bacon style. I don't know if you can see that. And yeah, I think that's about enough to test it out this morning. Let's hop over here to the pan. I've only got it on I've got it on medium low. Number 4 on my electric stove. It's just like normal bacon. You want to cook it kind of low and slow, let the fat render out, and it should crisp up a little bit. Man, that has a beautiful color. Look how red that is. Oh, goodness. That looks beautiful. I cut mine up into pieces about yay big. Everyone I know wants to try it, so I'm probably gonna end up just giving most of it away. But I'm gonna cryovac these pieces individually, and whatever I don't think is gonna be eaten right away, I'm just gonna go ahead and freeze them, and then you know, just go ahead and slice them up and eat them as needed. Now, even with this whole thing sitting uncovered in my fridge overnight, my fridge doesn't have an overly bacony smell. I mean, there's a little bit of residual smell, but it's not enough to make all the rest of my food smell like beef bacon. Got a nice fry to it. Sounds like bacon. Most definitely does smell like bacon. I'll tell you something that I noticed is that I was having a heck of a time getting up to 150 degrees. It got to around 148, and then the temperature actually started dropping. I don't know if it's because the internal fat started rendering or what. Those last 2-3 degrees, they seem to take the longest out of the entire smoke. All right, looks like we're about done. Now that it's cooking down, I'm getting kind of a beefy smell out of it. As opposed to when you make bacon, you get kind of a porky smell. All right, so it's kind of got like a, definitely has a beefy smell to it. It smells good, nice and smoky. It's got a really nice chew to it. I think if I were to compare it to anything, it would be like a cross between bacon and jerky. But it's really tender. Definitely tastes like a bacon. Now, with all the sugar in there, with all the sugar that we put in the brine, this does have a little bit of a sweetness to it. Man, that fat, rendered down nice. Just feels good. Feels good and it tastes good. Yeah. All right, thanks for watching. That's my dog.